Photoshop Project 3 Menu Image Correction. We are on Stage 4, Preparing Images for Print. There is a very good section in this book on color management, and you need to be sure to read this. We are going to begin on page 198 by defining the color settings. Nothing should be open in Photoshop, and you're going to select Edit Color Settings. We're going to begin our settings by choosing North America Prepress 2. This is one of 4 standards that's used across the country, and it will change some of the settings in the setting panel. In our working space area, we're going to choose the RGB profile that matches your monitor. If you do not have it available, choose Adobe RGB 1998. In the CMYK menu, choose US Sheet Fed Coded 2. This is one of the industry standards for common printing on coated paper. This is not common printing on newsprint, but on a good quality coated paper that you would have in a book or magazine. Leave the gray and spot working spaces at the default. Turn off the RGB color management policies because we are going to be working with setting up these items for print with CMYK. So we are going to select to preserve embedded profiles for both the CMYK and the gray policies, and make sure that all of these items are checked, and we will not worry about any of the conversion options. We are going to save this as, and I've done mine already, menus. We are going to type in our comments section. Use this option for Photoshop Menu Image Adjustment Project. Select OK, and then select OK again to close the dialog box. Our settings should now be applied. Open the salad file, and if there is no file mismatch warning, you will open up Edit Assign Profile and select the profile for Adobe RGB. If you have a profile mismatch warning, choose to use the embedded profile and click OK. In View, select Proof Colors. This is going to show you any shift in colors that you're going to get between printing and what you're seeing on the screen. You can turn that view off again and go back into View again and select Gamut Warning. The areas that we saw shift in the view setting are now highlighted with a gray overlay. This shows you exactly what we have to correct because the image that is printed will not be exactly like it looks on the screen because those colors cannot be correctly reproduced. Remember, the gamut for printing is much smaller than the gamut that we see on the screen. We have to make some allowances for the highlights and the shadow areas in printing process. There is a good section about the halftone dots that are used for printing in your book. Please make sure you read that. We do need to make some compensation for the minimum printable dots, the maximum printable dots, as well as for total ink coverage. We're going to keep our gamut warning visible and go into Image, select Adjustments, and our favorite curves. Double-click on the white point eyedropper, and in the color picker that opens up, change our CMYK value to C5 Magenta 3, yellow 3, and 0 black, and click OK. Now with the white point eyedropper still selected, click the lightest highlight that you can find where you want to maintain detail. The book used this white line, and if that's what you want to select, you can use that. We've already seen some change now to the gamut warning, so let's now double click the black point eyedropper and change the CMYK values in here to cyan 80, magenta 70, yellow 70, and black 70. Now click the darkest area of the image where we want to maintain shadow detail. They used a point in the shadow of the olive. We've cleared up almost all of this, but the red. There's still some issue in the green. Now we're going to select the red channel. Add a point in the middle of our curve and drag down to steepen the overall curve. You should be able to remove almost all of the gray from the tomatoes. Do the same thing for the green. Click OK to apply your changes, and if you get a warning message about the new target colors being saved as default, say no. Now you can go up to your view and turn off your gamut warning. Because the RGB gamut is so much larger than the CMYK, our colors are going to be less brilliant. You need to be able to know this is going to happen, and you need to be able to control it. Now we're ready to convert our image to CMYK. We're going to go to Image, Mode, and select CMYK color. The warning comes up to tell us that we're going to use what we had selected before, and if we wanted to use a different profile, we'd be able to cancel and select a different profile. You can now save as Salad CMYK and again save as a Photoshop.